How to set up a practice in arm wrestling. So first off, obviously you coordinate your guys, make sure you're all showing up same place, same time. Show up full, okay? Got some good food in your stomach, eating about 2 hours out, good meal, well hydrated, lots of energy for the practice. Show up not trained, so don't have a hard workout that day. Show up with your body like fully ready to 100% exert itself.
Also show up not just physically ready but mentally ready too. You should come to practice with some sort of plan, some sort of way of prioritizing your training, whether it be working on your top roll, working on your hook, if you want to break it down further, your rotation to your cup, whatever. Either shore up weaknesses or plan to work on your strengths. So come in mentally ready as well.
When you show up, okay, generally you guys are going to run through a warm-up. The way we normally warm up is we do a lot of isometric. So we'll just sit at the table, neutral position, and just easy pressure ups. Easy pressure ups. Maybe work a little bit outside, maybe work a little bit inside, work all your ranges, but just at low intensity, good position. Once you are fully, during this time, communication is huge. Communication is massive for an arm wrestling club. You gotta let your guys know everything. You gotta always be talking, right? You gotta be talking about things like dates. When are you competing? Who are you competing against? Who's that, Dusty?
Yeah.
There you go. Hey, Dusty. Who are you competing against? What's their style? When is it? What's the format? You want to talk about your injuries, okay? You want to, whatever, guys are always injured. Yes, stay away from this spot. You know, I can only do this. Be slow with me, whatever, okay? But guys got to know, okay, so guys are still able to come out and progress even when they got their tweaks. Again, right?
Yeah, also it comes back to regimenting your training a little bit, coming in with a plan. If I know, for instance, I work very well with one guy when working on my hook, I might say to him in the beginning of practice, I need to work on my rotator or my cup or hook, and I know if I don't necessarily work well with another guy, maybe I'll stay away from him for a little bit, get my prioritizing done in the beginning of practice, and then we can carry on with some other things.
Then comes, once everybody's warmed up, once you guys have all, everybody knows what's going on with everybody, you get into your bulk, your meat of your practice. And really, it's you can do it a whole bunch of different ways, okay? We generally work along 3 lines and then maybe with a games portion. But overall, in all your activities, your priority in arm wrestling should always be strength, right? That is the name of the game. Don't think about focusing on anything but strength. Strength is going to win matches. Strength is what arm wrestling is about. Yes, it's about a lot of things, okay? Prioritize your strength and you can't go wrong. The first kind of general way of practicing is free play, okay? Free play is variable, okay? Free play is not boxed in and not defined, okay? So you and your opponent can do a lot of different things. The thing that we always stay away from is bad position, okay? Whenever you pull in bad position, you have a massive chance of injury. Bad positions happen a lot when you hit, okay? And bad position happen a lot when you are getting pinned, okay? These are the 2 areas that we don't never do, but we are extremely, extremely cautious of doing, and we'll only do them in certain situations. Okay, free play. General rule to free play, stronger man holds, and he's going to hold either in neutral to a little bit of defensive position. He's not going to open up too much probably, but the stronger man is not going to probably go on too much offense. The stronger man is going to work his weaker moves, okay? He's going to work the moves that he's developing. The weaker man is going to work his strong moves, okay, against a stronger opponent who's not going to hurt him and not going to pin him, not going to put him into bad position. Okay, this can progress if the matchup is close enough, and if guys are healthy, and if they're far away from tournaments, okay, this can progress all the way up to matches. Okay, so if John and I are really close, okay, and we know that we can do full-on ready goes, and it's going to be safe, so don't move, ready go, boom, and we're so close that it's not really gonna, we're not gonna pin each other or knock each other radically out of position. We're cool to do that, and it can progress to formats as well. Like we could do 6 rounds, 1 minute break between. Okay, and this is all good so long as both guys are not getting hurt and it's always good position.
Another form of training like this is called like working your top end. It's very much more regimented than a free play. It can be top roll versus top roll, it can be hook versus hook, it can be top roll versus hook, whatever. I will say to Devon, okay, I'm going full out and I want to hook and I want you to try and maybe take me out of it, or I want you to hook with me, but I'm going 100% and you're going to go whatever percentage you need to keep me in the center or in good position still. So there's no variables. He's not going to pull anything out of his bag of tricks that's going to surprise me. I know I'm going to be in my spot, I'm going to be in my power where I want to be, and I'm just training at full maximum intensity. So whether it be top roll, straps, hook, whatever, I'm going to be working just right balls out. Another way we can do that is to incorporate negatives. It's within the same box. There's going to be no variables, but I might say, okay, I'm going to work my hook with Devon, and I want you to let me take you down. I'll go down just about to the pin line, and now I want you to work me out of it. So I want you to pull me in a negative cycle through my power, but we'll stop at a point like this where my position starts to get bad. Or I might say, I want you to pull me through hook all the way through, and I'll stop when I get into a bad position. Right about there, okay? So instead of me following him all the way down the table, I'll just work in my strongest spot just with a negative principle. Same thing as you do in the gym when you're planning your workout. Some days you might want to do like an overload principle, and a negative is just another tool, another way to do that. You're actually working more than 100% that way, just overloading.
Another thing that we sometimes do is just work our setups, okay? This is a great thing to do. You know, setup's a big part of the arm wrestling game. In this way, this even further reduces the chance of injury. This is a great thing to do for broken guys. Great thing to do. Great thing to do for guys who want to technically broaden themselves a bit. It's just a little drill where you always in your mind you think, right now I'm in good position that I could hit. Okay, and if you don't have that in your mind, then you move your hand, move your elbow to get in that position. And you always bring it back to a position where a referee would be happy to call ready go. So you're always bringing it back, you know, shoulder square, thumb knuckles showing, wrist straight, center of the table. That's as far as you ever go offensively. But you know that by whatever means you have an advantage, right? So John and I are here, okay, I'll do a small regrip, okay, I know I got you, right? So we just go back and forth, just regripping, getting our spots, you know? And we'll do that for a minute or so, typically amount of time that most setups are. And we find it works a very functional strength in arm wrestling.
If I might add, this is also a very, very good tool to use when going into like a super match format, a 6-round format. It's a very good way to bleed your opponent. And if you know you've got good endurance in this type of setup, you're going to be confident and you'll be fine with whatever pressures or loads your opponent's going to give you. So you're working endurance here, but you're also working strength, but you're also building that confidence to know that I can wear this guy down if I have to.
One of the mistakes a lot of times that clubs will do is not enough strap work. Whenever you're doing outside arm wrestling techniques, it's important to use the strap because anytime you're doing an outside technique, if you're pulling against another guy who's using an outside technique, basically you need to go strap, because if you're doing it in a club where, say, John and I are both wanting to pull outside, okay, if we're both pulling outside, one of us is holding on, which is kind of artificial. You need the strap to work outside technique properly, and it should be incorporated into your training regularly. When you're working with new guys coming in at practice, the best thing you can do is not tell them too much. Just give them a little bit each practice, just a few things. We've made the mistake of trying to fire hose people, and it's hard for them to get anything. Just a few things every practice is the best chance of retention. Also, we try to keep new guys away from each other, okay? So normally for a couple months, we'll try and always have an advanced guy with a junior guy so they're not hurting each other. Bringing up a new guy, technically there's a lot of different ideas out there. It's my belief that you should teach a guy outside arm wrestling techniques first, top roll, post, because I personally feel the chance for injury is lower, and I also feel that this is it's not a natural way of arm wrestling. Most people like to arm wrestle shoulder commitment when they first start, and to get people thinking about taking the hands is, I think, a technical step that most people, it's a new thing in arm wrestling. But
I think not exactly opposite of that, but I think, as he said, most people are pulling in the beginning with an inside type of move rather than outside. So it's very natural for them to continue that inside move. And really, sometimes you only need to make a couple little corrections on a guy, and he can be comfortable at the table. Whereas if you strip him down of everything that he knows, and you're changing his stance, changing everything about him, changing how he's going to pull, and he doesn't know he feels strong in a top roll in the beginning, but as we know, it's about a balance. But a new guy, all he knows is, I want to feel strong. So I like to teach a guy how to just be better in that position where he's strong. So keep him inside, keep him safe, like teach him all the spots he shouldn't go, and just teach him how to pull more efficiently in that inside type of move. One of the reasons I like to do this is because, number one, it keeps him hopefully coming back, because he's going to be able to feel like he got a good workout, he got to be able to get into his power. Maybe he felt somebody else's power practice, he maybe feels like, okay, I could be competitive with that guy someday. Number two, when the guy goes to a tournament, he's going to be able to get up there, and maybe he's arm wrestled 100 times before, not on a table, but at least he's going to be like, I'm going this way, and not think, I got to do this, got to do that, got to set up crazy, got to do all this stuff that I don't feel natural doing. And number three, probably the most important one, when he comes into a tournament and he gets blasted top roll a few times, he's going to be like, I want to know how to do that. I want to know how to defend against that, and I want to know how to do that. And it gives him a chance to be more of a motivated student. And sometimes when somebody's motivated, they're just a better learner, and they just are hungry for more information instead of just, this feels weird, this feels stupid. They're like, I get it. I know why they're doing this. So it's just a different philosophy. We're both going to teach them everything anyways, but sometimes it's just a matter of in what order.
Practice is done. Some guys stretch, some guys ice. Everybody must eat. Right after practice, go and fill up, okay, and then that's it. Practice, show up, ready to pull, do a good warm-up, hit your intensities for strength, eat and get massive. That's simple. Good position.
That's it.